So you want to become a programmer. You don't have time to spend 2, 3, or 5 years in college. So bootcamps look promising, but they are expensive. And you can find almost anything on the internet, on YouTube especially. So should you go for a bootcamp, or should you learn on yourself, be a self-taught programmer? I will make a programmer answer, and it will be it depends. And here is why. If you know precisely in which field of programming you want to go, for example, let's say you want to become a web programmer. So you know you need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, plus a framework or a library like React, Angular, or Vue. If you already know what is your goal, for example, becoming a web programmer, and what are the steps, so first learning HTML, CSS, JavaScript plus a library, then you can absolutely learn everything on yourself with detailed tutorials on YouTube, or with courses that you could easily find online simply by typing learn and then the technology you want to learn. So this is the first step. But are you self-disciplined enough to persevere on a daily basis? This is really what matters, because what bootcamps bring to the table is that you will have a frame, and you will have schedules. You would have to wake up to go to school, or simply plug your webcam. If it's an online bootcamp, so you will have a discipline coming from outside. So if you know that you're not self-disciplined, so forget self-taught programming. Second, you need to be able to start your own projects. And this is something that is scary. So do you think you will have the motivation and courage to go on your own, to start a new project on your own? Then, of course, you will need ideas. If you need ideas, just go to this video and I will give you a dozen ideas. It's not a problem finding ideas. The problem is to go from the idea and then to create tasks and subtasks that you will then have to program to implement. So if you're not disciplined, and if you think that you won't be able to start new projects on your own, then self-taught programming is not for you. Are you comfortable Googling when you have a problem, when you need an answer? And it's vital to be able, when you want to learn programming, even after when you are a programmer, are you able to Google problems to find answers? Do you think you will dare to apply to job offers on your own? Because often in bootcamps, you have consultants who are connected to the job market of your area. So they can help you find an internship, find a freelance mission, or find a regular job. This is also something to take into account. Are you the kind of guy or gal who dare to apply for a job on your own, knowing that even after a bootcamp, you won't know everything you need to know to land a job, but this is part of the process. You would have at first to go to your first job, your first mission, and you will learn new things during this first, second, or third mission. So it's absolutely normal. So don't expect to be a real programmer after a bootcamp. It takes between 1 and 2 years, between 1 and even 3 years to be, I would say, a real programmer, to be really autonomous. But it doesn't mean you have to wait or study on your own or spend 3 years learning. That means you have to study full-time during 3 or 6 months and then go for an internship or to a real job, because there are no bootcamp which can really teach you what you will see in a real job. And in a real job, you will have colleagues and they will show you techniques, tricks, etc. The problem when you're self-taught is that you realize that you have many things to learn, but you will tend to delay job search. And last but not least, there is a really efficient mix consisting in being self-taught and then paying a mentor, let's say once a week or once every other week, in order to have specific answers to real problems that you faced during this week or this couple of weeks. It will be less expensive than a bootcamp, and it will allow you to ask specific questions to a seasoned programmer. So I would say it's a third option that you can consider there. Either a bootcamp if you have the money, so you can go for either a bootcamp, being self-taught, or self-taught plus mentoring. So I should have said it before, but I regularly teach in bootcamps, so I precisely know what you have to face when you go to a bootcamp. So if you have any questions concerning bootcamps, being a self-taught programmer, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.